Hi, this is James. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you are here. A couple hours ago, I watched the video from Gateway Church. I feel very conflicted right now because the things that Max Lucado is saying sound really good. It sounds positive. The series they're doing is called Just Jesus. Both him and Joachim Lundquist, the focus is on Jesus. It's not on themselves. The focus is on trying to inspire people to be more Christ-like. It's completely different than when Robert Morris was behind that pulpit, and I think that's good. Until tomorrow, when I show you the recent story by the Royce Report, which goes more in depth about the whistleblower and this whole, why are they doing a class action lawsuit? Why is this happening? And the bottom line is, when someone has a character flaw, like Robert Morris had or has, I don't know what he's doing right now, to be honest. It shows up in other areas as well, where there were 2 withdrawals made by higher leadership from the fund, the missions fund, that nobody knows where that money went. Nobody knows what that money was used for. Even the guy that was running that was responsible for it from 2011 to 2014 has no clue how that money was spent. Yet he's supposed to be in charge of overseeing the Global Missions Fund. So it's a little weird. But let's just talk about today. Let's just talk about a sermon by Max Lucado. It was called When Your Heart Needs Peace. The interesting thing is, before Max actually spoke, Nick Leismeister, who was the executive director of Global Outreach, apparently came out and talked about how people in Israel have really struggled over the last year because of what happened on October 7th. See, it's so strange. October 7th to them is like September 11th is to us. And my heart goes out to them. It really does. But do I want to give my money to Gateway Church? Do I believe that all the money I give, if I were to give to this fund, would go to people in Israel? I don't know. I have my own theory, and I just want to put this out there that this is just James talking. It's not anybody else. I think this whole $1.5 million that got pulled out may have gone to, I think one of the church buildings was water damaged. It was either North Fort Worth, or one of them. But I think what they did is they used some of the money that was in the mission fund to help fix the building, even though the insurance would obviously cover it. But anyway, I digress. Max comes out and he talks about him and his wife, how there was a group of people there from Brazil for some reason. I don't know why, but Max and his wife apparently had been missionaries to Brazil a long time ago. He could speak Portuguese. He actually did speak a little bit of Portuguese up on the platform. I thought that was kind of cool that he still knew it, that he still knew the language, even though he hadn't been there many years. He talked about how sometimes God calms the storm, how God parted the Red Sea, how Daniel was put in the lion's den, how Paul and Silas sang in jail and the doors open. And sometimes he transfers the cranky boss. Other times he chooses to calm the child. And sometimes instead of removing the storm, he removes the fear. And then he goes to Matthew 8. And of course, Jesus is in the stern, he's asleep, disciples are up above and they're freaking out and wonder what to do. And then one of them comes down and is like, Lord, don't you care about us? Aren't you going to save us? Aren't you going to do something? And Jesus comes up and says, peace, be still. I thought this was a pretty good sermon. He said that anxiety is a pandemic, that 43% of adults feel more anxiety now than we did in 2023, that apparently 1/3 of college students feel anxious all the time. He said, are you too tense? Are you, we tend to sleep less, argue more, and have less peace. Makes perfect sense to me. I'll admit it myself. In fact, I'm reading a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. It's a fantastic book. I don't think that's the exact title. I'll put a picture of it right there. Just trust me. I am very much into trying to grow and learn, and that book is awesome. And I'm in like day 3 or 4. I'm just trying to put this into practice in my own life. So, but the interesting thing about what Max Lucado did, in other people may not have caught on to this, but I've been in ministry a while. I felt like what Max Lucado did, because he had this great sermon based on Matthew 8, and then he introduces Philippians 4 through 8. And it's like what he did is he took 2 mini sermons and combined them together and made one sermon out of it. I think he should have just developed the first one and used Philippians 4 for the next time he spoke. But hey, it worked. I mean, it's a great passage. I did like this fun fact that he introduced. He said, according to Kindle, this is the most underlined passage of the Bible. It's pretty cool. What it tells me is a lot of people are paying attention to what it says. And, he had 3 points from that section, and he says that we need to trust God, we need to pray and seek God, and we need to thank God. All about God. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that Gateway Church learns to focus on, we're there to worship God, we're there to be thankful for what God is doing in our life, and we're there to bring others who don't know about Jesus so that they can hear the gospel, repent of their sins, and believe in him. That's what you want in a church. I think Gateway Church is headed in that direction. But they need to repent of some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. They really do. So, of course, a lot of the people that did that stuff aren't there anymore. So if you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I do want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this community. Please share with others. We are this close to getting to 1,000, and I would really like to be in a position to where the more people know about this stuff, the better. Because as I'm going to start on my TikTok account, I'm going to talk about why ministers fall. I'm going to talk about what we can do about it. And I've got a series of articles that I'm going to share on that outlet. So if we can equip people to watch and observe and learn what wolves in sheep's clothing do, then we can call them out on it. We can put a stop to it. And, they don't need to be, there's certain people that don't need to be in ministry. Bottom line. So thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.